We move to our seats and let's quiet ourselves to begin our celebration. Good morning and welcome to Mount St. Joseph's Senior Award Ceremony. In regards to our expectations for this event, last week we celebrated in this worship space as a community in our end of the school year Mass, and today we celebrate the awards of our senior class, all of their hard work and dedication for the work that they've done here as students for 4 years in this community and in this school. For our underclassmen, I hope you will pay close attention to the awards that are given here this morning and aspire to be great, aspire to do things well, aspire to become that student that you know you can become and use the gifts that God has given you. Be proud of your Mount brothers. Be proud of their work. Be proud of their dedication, their commitment to this school, to this community, and to you. So I encourage you to be on your best behavior, pay attention, and listen, and aspire to be great. At this time, I ask everyone in our community to please stand and honor our graduates, our class of 2022. Please be seated. At this time, I ask Felix Smolin to come forward to offer a brief reflection and opening prayer.
Morning. Everybody has a story to tell. One of my best friends, Scott Allen, told me that. There are important stories from everyone in this room and some important lessons and insights that deserve to be shared. So let's take the time to listen to each of our classmates these next few days when we want to mark the moment. Keep in mind we each have a story to tell. We have it so good right now that we owe it to our teachers, our parents, and ourselves to soak up what life has to offer and to be present. Presence and mindfulness can mean a lot of different things at different times, but here it means making an active attempt at using the context of this send-off as an appropriate backdrop to the conversations you will have with fellow students going forward. We are about to leave each other and this place, and presence isn't just about your experience, it's about everyone else's as well. Commitment is one of the primary components of brotherhood, and so many teachers at St. Joe live out this quality and teach us its value. Teachers like the Xavier Hall gang, I think we all know who they are, that consistently show up and help out with student events, games, and performances. Teachers like Mr. Bonham, Mrs. Abdo, and Mr. Espinoza, and their incessant optimism and good nature. Their smiles, and the fact that they call you out by name and care about you, the individual. That shouldn't be lost on us. Teachers like Mr. Bianco, Mr. Shearer, Mr. Ader, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Feltz, who won't stop volunteering for things. Even the infamous third floor St. Joseph's Hall group of teachers who never let any sort of dress code violation or sideways comment pass by uncriticized. All of that is dedication. These individuals, along with so many others at the Mount, are examples of a lived-out commitment to the school and what it stands for. Brotherhood, this thing we've been heard about for 4 years, is made up of commitment and service. If we as a class take these examples of lived-out service from our teachers and apply them to our future endeavors in our families and jobs, we will live a fulfilled life. And these people sitting next to you, parents and teachers alike, will have done their real job. I want you all to take time to think of the teachers, administrators, moderators, mentors, and coaches that have made these past 4 years good for you. Think of them by name. Now think of your close family members, relatives, and even close friends that have helped you through these past 4 years and have made your next steps out of here possible. Think of them by name. Lastly, think of your classmates, the ones you have interacted with in a significant enough way that they come to mind in these next few moments. Not just your friends, but each person whose presence has had some sort of impact on your day. Look around you. Think of each of these guys by name. I challenge you to make a point to go up to each of these people that you have thought of in a quiet moment between all the photos and the ceremonies and really thank them. Acknowledge that they are there, that they matter, and that they've made an impact. With the social energy of Mr. Naylor and one of Mr. Shearer's firm handshakes, tell them, you were there with me. We went through a significant experience, and that matters. It will matter for them as much as it will matter for you. We're going to be asking some questions during this next step in our lives about what makes us matter. They are inescapable, difficult, and sometimes unanswerable, but inescapable questions that will change in intensity over the rest of our lives. But now that we are on our way to becoming our own men, we need to ask ourselves, what makes us valuable? I can tell you that these enduring personal relationships have made us valuable. We matter not because of our grades, GPA, athletic ability, charm, or our looks, We matter because to some people, in and out of our families, we are everything. To some people, this send-off is a source of pride because we are on our way to building a better world. Live in the moment and your value will begin to surface. So let's take these lessons we have learned, these stories, these Mr. Campbell chalkboard moments, and these feelings of friendship. Let's take this moment to give thanks to our God who has provided us with all of these relationships that we have just brought to mind. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord, as the end of our school year approaches, we may fall into the trap of believing that the end of our responsibilities to others approaches as well. Help us maintain the perspective that we have a responsibility to ourselves and our community to make the most of the time ahead of us. Give us the strength to keep our brothers and our families in mind as we move forward. Whether it's onto the next stage of our lives or onto a new position of leadership in this school. Keep our hearts and minds alive and attentive to the opportunities and new responsibilities that you present to us. In your name we pray, amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. St. Joseph, pray for us.
Thank you, Felix. It is my privilege to invite Ben McQueenie to come forward and share a few words about what graduating from Mount St. Joseph means to him and his fellow Mount brothers.
Good morning, Mount St. Joseph High School, especially the class of 2022. For those who may not know me, my name is Benjamin McQueenie, your senior class president. I am honored to be able to speak with you today as we gather to celebrate our accomplishments. My fellow classmates, we have come a long way over the past 4 years. Can you remember back to when we first all met each other during freshman orientation? It feels like only yesterday when we were all so quiet and intimidated of such a big new school. We bonded quickly as we participated in activities such as Freshman Field Day and our Freshman Day of Service. We attended our first honors assemblies together. We worked on our Solution Showcase projects together. We were then sent into our first round of high school final exams. Little did we know that that would be the only year we would have normal exams. Before we knew it, we were falling into our friend groups as sophomore year kicked off. So many friendships were being formed and bonds were slowly kindling between us. Then one day at the start of March 2020, we all celebrated with a suppressed anxiousness as we were told that we would not be returning to school full-time or in person for a short time. Many of us enjoyed it for a while, but soon came to realize the consequences of being socially distant. And that short time we were told of quickly snowballed with no end in sight. It prevented us from having normal social interactions that we needed to maintain friendships. Yet, we persevered and made the best out of the circumstances. Some of us used Zoom to stay in touch with friends, while others found various ways of connecting with people, such as playing video games together or chatting online. Not only did we adapt socially, but also academically. We learned how to become self-disciplined and accountable. Simple things like having to get up at 7:59 a.m. right before class started to open Zoom and hope you didn't get called on since you were still half asleep. Or maybe you were that friend that constantly sent texts reminding people to get up in the morning or to be on time for class after a break. Everyone had a different experience during the pandemic that completely changed 2 full years of our lives. But I hope that we can all say that it made us stronger and more united once we returned to campus junior year. We all struggled with the many rules and regulations like getting haircuts, wearing full uniforms, including pants, shaving, and wearing masks everywhere. But we were so grateful to be back on campus. After such a long time away, we jumped back into our busy schedules and routines, both in and out of school. For me, that included travel hockey practices, Boy Scout meetings, youth group events at my church, and so much more. Thankfully, we were able to experience an in-person junior retreat where we came to understand the importance of vulnerability and authenticity. This helped us grow very close to one another as a class and deepen bonds that were already present. We have encountered many obstacles and challenges during our high school career that have made us stronger. Everything we have experienced, both good and bad, have allowed us to accomplish great things, including these awards that will be distributed shortly. However, it is important to realize that these awards do not reflect everyone's achievements or accomplishments. They recognize only certain areas of success. Perhaps the most important qualities or characteristics present in the class of 2022 will not be distinguished by any of the awards given today. Keep that in mind. So if you don't hear your name called today, you should not be disappointed. Rather, you should be motivated to succeed in your own way. For all the underclassmen present today, I challenge you to listen keenly to each award and who receives it. This will be you before you know it. And trust me, you do not want to have any regrets. Get involved here at MSJ in some way, whether it be a club or sport. Don't be an 8 to 2:30 student. I encourage all of you to try something new that is out of your comfort zone. Personally, I tried out for the rugby team sophomore year. I enjoyed getting to hang out with the guys on the team, but I was pretty bad at the game, and let's just say it wasn't my forte. But hey, at least I gave it a shot. Here at MSJ, we are also blessed to have an amazing faculty and staff that do so much for us. If it were not for the driven teachers to guide and push me, I know I would not be giving this speech to you all today. I would never have been involved with student council if it weren't for Mr. Bianco. He reached out and told me that I would be a good fit, so I gave it a shot, and well, here I am. I started at St. Joe in nearly all college prep classes, but with the help of my teachers, I moved up and was able to take my first AP class my junior year, AP Chemistry with Mr. Ader. I genuinely don't think that I've worked harder in any other class. The work ethic I built in this class carried over into my other classes and even into my extracurricular activities. He made the class a lot of fun by always cracking jokes and belittling us, in a joking manner, of course. His class taught me how to be a good student and a good person. You could tell that Mr. Ader cared about each of us and wanted us to succeed both in and outside of the classroom. It also helped that all my friends, who were much smarter than me, were in the class to help me. We would always compare test grades and challenge each other to be better. This is just one example of a positive student-faculty interaction. There are so many amazing people that do so much for all of us that we take for granted. Who do you think keeps the classrooms clean every day? Who sets up all the personal safety equipment to follow regulations so that we could return to in-person learning? The maintenance department here at MSJ does so much for us on a daily basis, and we should really give them more recognition for their hard work. The next time you see a faculty member that has worked hard to make your experience here better, thank them for what they have done. Class of 2022, we have gone through so much together over the past 4 years. We have bonded and become brothers for life. Let us celebrate one another's accomplishments as we gather on campus for the last time as a whole class. I want you all to think about that for a minute. This is our last time on campus together. Let's embrace this moment and be grateful for everything and everyone that has gotten us here, including our own hard work. Mount St. Joseph High School, we will miss you, but we will never forget you and what you have given us. You have made us into men, men who matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. At this time, we have two special scholarships that we will recognize. It is my honor and privilege to introduce and welcome Delegate Patrick Young, class of 2001, to share a few comments and present the Patrick G. Young, Jr. Maryland State Delegate Scholarship. Delegate.
Thank you, Principal Espinoza, and also thank you, Dr. Andrews, for the opportunity to present the Delegate Pat Young Scholarship for 2022. First, good morning and congratulations to the class 2022. I remember sitting in the seats in the old gym for these award ceremonies and thinking to myself, what award will I be getting when I end up becoming a senior? And then year after year, coming down to the day that we were all sitting in the old gym getting awards, and I didn't get one. But that's okay because no animosity, I now get to give them out to you all. So with that in mind, I would like to congratulate Julian Lawson for receiving the Delegate Pat Young Scholarship for 2022. Mr. Lawson?
Our next award is the 2022 Senator Van Hollen Public Service Award. This is a certificate of congressional recognition and is awarded to Benjamin Hugh McQueenie. At this time, we will recognize military appointments, and I ask and invite Ms. Campbell, a Mount St. Joseph High School college counselor, to introduce our next guest.
At this time, I would like to welcome our very honored guest, Mr. Nick Allen, Mount St. Joseph High School, class of 2007, and the United States Military Academy, class of 2011.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Mr. Andrews, Mr. Espinoza, Mr. McDivitt, Mr. Peace, and everyone here at the Mount, all the faculty, all the Mount men, especially the seniors, thank you for inviting me today. It's an incredible honor to be back here, back home in my alma mater, to present these two remarkable young men, Mr. Cahill and Mr. Harrison, with their appointments to their respective service academies. This really means a lot to me. If you like my speech and my writing, for the record, you can thank Mr. Pechtel and Mr. Hartsfield for that. If you have a problem with my speech, you can blame Mr. Brzezinski. When I was a student here at the Mount, one of the things we would often be reminded of is that we are, quote, standing on the shoulders of giants. In other words, in everything we do, we are intrinsically linked to those who came before us, to those who taught us, to those who guided us, to those who led us. And I don't mean this in a purely immediate sense, although your teachers here at the Mount have done a great deal more for you than you could ever understand or ever repay. But once you're a Mount St. Joe graduate, you will be one forever, and that means something. Everywhere you go throughout Maryland, you will meet Mount men from all different generations, like Delegate Young here. You will be part of a brotherhood. Additionally, you're also a product of a Xaverian Brothers education, and those ties are incredibly strong as well. One of my first days at West Point, one of the first days of freshman, or plebe year, as it's called, I learned that my roommate was also a product of a Xaverian school. He is a graduate of Xavier High in Connecticut. Upon learning that I went to Mount St. Joe, he emailed his headmaster at Xavier to tell him that he was rooming with a St. Joe grad. It turns out that his headmaster, named Brother William, was himself a Mount man. Brother William immediately emailed the late, great Brother James Kelly, the president at the Mount at the time, to let him know. And within less than an hour, my roommate was exchanging emails with Brother James, so he asked him which St. Joe graduate he was rooming with, since there were a few of us from my class at West Point that year. Suffice it to say, the Xaverian Brothers Information Network was alive and well. But the point of all this, as a result of all this, my roommate and I instantly had a bond. Our bond was based on a shared experience and educational heritage, and I'm proud to say that friendship continues to this day, and in fact, he was the best man at my wedding. I tell you all this to illustrate an important point, that the Mount is now a part of you, and it will be forever. I have some advice to these young men who are bound for the academies very shortly, although I think this advice can really apply to everyone. Always keep things in perspective. While I was a cadet, we were often told that the academy isn't a great place to be. It isn't always a great place to be, but it is a great place to be from. In other words, no matter how difficult things got, and believe me, they will get difficult, we had to remind ourselves that all of those things are temporary. The incredibly long days and rigorous academic course load, not to mention the physical and mental demands that the academy and the military place on you, they don't last forever. But our decision to attend and eventually graduate from the academy, and our decision to serve in uniform, that is forever. Once again, upon graduation, you will be entering into a unique community of academy graduates, officers, and military veterans, which is just as special as the Mount. I do want to point out here that I did not refer to this particular community as a brotherhood. In this instance, your sisters in arms will be by your side at the academy and all throughout your military career. In fact, some of the most impressive officers and soldiers I've ever met and served with are women. They will become some of your best friends and some of your most loyal comrades as well. And, fun fact, I met not only my best man at West Point, but also my wife. She was also my classmate. Some of you might have met her a few weeks ago when she came here, actually. So that's pretty awesome, too. As an academy graduate, you will be standing on the shoulders of giants yet again, as a part of what we at West Point refer to as the long gray line, and you bear that distinction forever. You'll always be known for everything good and bad you do in life as an officer and academy graduate, representing everyone who came before you, just like all of you will be remembered for everything you do in life as a Mount St. Joe graduate. So always keep that in mind. I had a mentor at the academy and in the Army who sadly was killed in action in Afghanistan. But he gave me a lot of advice and guidance over the years that I still think about and I still carry with me to this day. One of those pearls of wisdom is, I think, especially appropriate right now. He once told me that awards, medals, certificates, they're all nice, and you should absolutely be proud of everything you've achieved. Indeed, all of you seniors should be proud of everything you've accomplished, and I congratulate you all. But awards are given for missions already completed and for things you've already done. Promotions, however, are different from awards. Promotions are given based on potential. Promotions are based not on what you've done, but on what your mentors and leaders see in you and what they believe you can do in the future. So for this reason, I advise all of you not to think of your Mount St. Joe diploma as only an award. And for you who are bound for the academies, do not consider these appointments to the academy to be awards either. Instead, I advise all of you to think of this as a promotion to the next phase of your life, to adulthood, and in the case of the gentleman going to the academies, a promotion to the rank of cadet or midshipman. I believe these promotions are given based on your unlimited potential. So congratulations. Thank you. Is crap, sorry, I haven't written down. Sorry. Just want to make sure I got everyone's name right. Mr. Jacob Michael Cahill and Mr. Kenneth Harrison.
Thank you, Nick. At this time, it is an honor to introduce to you Second Lieutenant Victoria de la Riva.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Second Lieutenant Victoria de la Riva, United States Space Force Gold Bar Diversity Recruiter for Air Force and Space Force ROTC. Sorry, that's a mouthful. But I'm glad to be here to present all of ROTC, so Joint Forces. So even though this candidate is going to West Point, please help me congratulate Jacob Cahill. All right, next up for, I forgot to mention, that was for Army ROTC, but next up for Navy ROTC, please help me in congratulating Noah Allen. All right. Now, it is my pleasure to present the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Course Scholarship Certificate today. Air Force ROTC is offered at over 1,100 colleges and universities across the country, and the scholarships are highly competitive. Noah Allen received a full tuition scholarship to a public or private institution of his choice. John Danner received a full tuition scholarship to a public institution of his choice. Kevin Rabinski received a full tuition scholarship to a public or private institution of his choice. And Thomas Rabinski received a full tuition scholarship to a public institution of his choice. Their scholarships include a $900 yearly textbook allowance and a monthly stipend that increases each year up to $500 in their senior year. When Noah, John, Kevin, and Thomas graduate college, they will join a select group of young adults as a commissioned officer in the United States Air Force or United States Space Force. On behalf of Brigadier General Leslie Maher, Commander, United States Air Force Jeannie M. Holmes Center for Officer Ascensions and Citizen Development, I would like to extend my congratulations from one guardian to hopefully future guardians or airmen to Noah Allen, John Danner, Kevin Rabinski, and Thomas Rabinski.
Thank you very much. At this time, I am once again honored to introduce to all of us some special guests, Chris Middleton and Jeanette Middleton Sudano, for a very special presentation.
Good morning. The Airman First Class Nathaniel Henry McDavitt Memorial Scholarship Fund was established 6 years ago to honor my son Nathan. Nathan proudly served in the United States Air Force as a crew chief for the F-16s. Tragically, on April 15, 2016, while deployed in Jordan supporting Operation Enduring Freedom, Nathan was killed. Nathan grew up in Severna Park and graduated from Severna Park High School in 2011. He earned the achievement of Eagle Scout with the Boy Scouts of America while simultaneously performing countless service hours of community service. Nathan loved God, his family, the great outdoors, and football. He always had a smile on his face and always strived to do his best with unmatched character and energy. This scholarship fund was established to provide educational funds to young youth like yourself who achieve character, drive, and service like Nathan, but in their own way. Demonstrating outstanding achievements in all criteria, especially community service, was Peter Monaco. Peter's heart to serve others at school and his community went above and beyond all the other applicants. He served as a peer mentor educator in the O'Neill Peer Educator Program, provided support to freshmen in the Big Brother program, and spent countless hours participating in service activities with his scout troop. Peter's desires are not of his own, but to help others accomplish what is important to them. Peter persevered through COVID to earn his rank of Eagle Scout, completing the many badges, then building a trail and brunch along a memorial garden in his neighborhood. While achieving Eagle Scout is extraordinary, I found his time dedicated to helping teach 8th grade religious education most notable and revealing to his character, drive, and service. I am grateful for Peter, thankful for his parents, teachers, and mentors that guide this young man. I know that Peter will continue to demonstrate character, drive, and service like my Nathan, but in his own way. On behalf of myself, my brother, our other board members, especially my family, we are honored to award Peter as the recipient of the Airman First Class Nathaniel Henry McDavitt Memorial Scholarship. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next award is the Libator Scholarship. I invite Mr. and Mrs. Libator to come forward to present the certificate and the check. The Libator Award was created to honor Nicholas Libator, who was killed in a car accident 2 weeks after completing his junior year at Mount St. Joseph High School. This scholarship fund was created in the summer of 1997 and is awarded each year to a graduating senior. This is a $5,000 scholarship toward the student's first year of college. This year's recipient is Tien Phuc Nguyen. Get a picture? Get a picture. Our next award is the Latchford Award. And I ask Mr. Bonham to come forward to assist with presenting the plaque and the check for this award. Each year, the Latchford family presents an award for outstanding community service to a graduating senior, along with a check for $250. This award is for that student who upholds the spirit of Christian giving, so importantly to both Mr. Joseph Latchford, Sr., class of 1927, and Mrs. Eleanor Latchford. This year's recipient is Ethan James Floyd. Our next award is the Christopher O'Neill Peer Education Program Award. And at this time, I ask Mrs. Kelly to come forward to recognize and present awards to the seniors who participated in the O'Neill Peer Education Program.
Each year, a group of juniors and seniors are selected to be part of our O'Neill Peer Education team. The O'Neill program, in memory of Christopher O'Neill, a young Loyola student who lost his life in an alcohol-related accident, consists of a group of leaders who have made a commitment to be role models for our underclassmen as a way to remember Christopher. We want to thank Mr. Tom O'Neill for coming today and for funding this very important program in honor of his son. This year, our senior O'Neill Peer Education team included the following students. Please come up when I call your names. Noah Allen. Scott Allen. Edward DeMaria. Alfonso Faltz. Sean Hotstutler. Andre Israel. Noah Jones. Dominic Kibbe. Jason Cush. Ben McQueenie. Danny McVeary. Peter Monaco. Kevin Rabinski. Stephen Schulze. And Brandon Scott. Let's give them a round of applause.
Now I'd like to invite Mr. Julius Brzezowski to come forward to present our next award.
This award will be presented by Ms. Nicolette Coffey, Outreach Coordinator for Maryland Council on Economic Education. This award is being presented to one of Mount St. Joe's Personal Finance Challenge teams. This team was represented by 3 seniors and 1 junior. We competed against 81 teams throughout Maryland by studying personal finance terminology and then taking a series of tests. The final 6 teams then had 2 hours to create a family financial plan for a fictitious family and present their financial plan to a group of judges. Will the following students from that team please come forward? Steve Lawrence, Noah Jones, Thomas Rabinski, Connor Neugebauer.
I want to take just a moment and thank you again, Mr. Brzezowski, for inviting us here. As he said, I'm with the Maryland Council on Economic Education. It's a nonprofit organization that has been part of Maryland's landscape for nearly 70 years. And our mission is to strengthen the economic and personal finance understanding of students in Maryland, K through 12. It takes a little extra time, a little extra energy, and a little more confidence than you might think to bring economics and personal finance into the classroom. But it can be done in many subjects: social studies, math, family and consumer sciences, personal finance, like it is here, makes the most sense. Social studies too. But it takes a lot of extra time and a lot of extra energy for students and their instructor to go to the depth of knowledge that's required for something as prestigious as this personal finance challenge. Like you were told, only 6 teams in the state advanced to the final round, and the case study is very intense. The students presented to a panel of judges who were professors at the College of Business and Economics at Towson University and finance and banking professionals in the state. The competition was very tight, and it actually, the judges went into overtime of sorts as they tried to sort out who the top team would be. It was only by a hair that the team here at Mount St. Joe's came in second. They impressed the judges thoroughly, and I was told that their knowledge and their capacity of addressing that case study was as advanced as most professionals have done. So I look forward to perhaps more students at this high school participating in things like the economic challenge, personal finance challenge, the investing competition called the stock market game. It's something that you as parents and fellow educators can make sure that in addition to giving these young men the important principles that make them strong men to go into their lives, giving them this personal finance information to handle their finances and to be good stewards of the money that's entrusted to them over the course of their life. It's of the utmost importance. And I thank you, Mr. Brzezelski. I have a banner for the school, an award, and a check and a medallion for each of the young men, and also a token of appreciation that does not quite cover the energy needed by the teacher. Thank you so much. All right, Connor.
The next award is a $500 scholarship given annually for the past 4 years by Next Gen Personal Finance. Next Gen Personal Finance is the lead nonprofit organization that creates free curriculum for personal finance teachers in the United States. Next Gen's main goal is that by 2030, all students in the United States will take a one-semester personal finance course before graduating high school. Originally, when Next Gen was founded, 70 teachers were chosen and became fellows and ambassadors of personal finance. Because of our involvement, Next Gen has given all 70 teachers the ability to pick one student for this scholarship. This scholarship recognizes a student who has taken personal finance, has excelled in the course, and has shown a keen interest in the financial field. This year's winner is Stephen Gregory Lawrence, Jr.
Our next award is for senior students who had perfect attendance for all 4 years while at Mount St. Joseph High School. I ask Mr. Luckman, Director of Students, to come forward to help present these awards. Will please hold applause until all names are called. The following students, please come forward when your name is called: Noah Ingeman Allen, Brendan Colwell Donahue, Saunders Peters Ubue, Ethan James Floyd, Ian Gabriel Kish, Corey Joseph Presser, Brendan Bennett Roycroft, Jordan Earl Weaver. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. Our next award is for senior students who earned honor roll status for 15 out of 16 quarters during their time at Mount St. Joseph High School. I ask Mr. McDivitt, Assistant Principal for Studies, to assist with presenting these awards. The following students, please come forward when your name is called. Cole Michael Baldwin. Jacob Michael Cahill. Gavin Matthew Craig. David Winslow DeBoy. Brendan Colwell Donahue. Brendan Arnett Flynn. Xavier Peter Hannibal. Sean Patrick Hostutler. Joseph John Hardy. Zachary William Kessler. Daniel William Kraus. Jason Aaron Cush. Jaden Lamb Wynn. Marzan Omidi Shaw. James Stephen Plano. Corey Joseph Presser. Finnegan Winchester Schmidt. Isaac John Shannon. Noah Thomas Smith. Caden Seither Tempa. Zachary Michael Wanio. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. Our next award is for senior students who earned honor roll status for 16 out of 16 quarters during their time at Mount St. Joseph High School. The following students, please come forward when your name is called. Scott Beston Allen. Let's hold our applause, please. Nicholas Wyatt Bayless. Anthony Michael Boscolo. Paul Michael Brill. Ryan Maxwell Burns. Owen Henry Chin. John Vincent Danner III. Joseph Masahiro Darrow. Ned Robert Dietz. Jake Riley Donovan. Lucas James Glenn. Alexander Silvio Gracci. James Patrick Hyatt. Andre Malachi Israel. Noah Carly Jones. Ian Gabriel Kish. Stephen Gregory Lawrence Jr. Julian Kelly Lewis. Sean Timothy McCarthy. Benjamin Hugh McQueenie. Grant Joseph Miller. Tien Phuc Nguyen. Matthew Thomas Palin. Martin Andrew Robbie. Connor Christopher Roman. Jackson Charles Sanchez. Kyle Zen Shao. John Felix Nelson Smolin. Andrew Gene Trider. Ishan Vidakut. John Alexander Wallace. Ethan Samuel Weber. Joseph Thomas Welsh. Jacob Colby Trufer Wright. And Stephen Augusta Wurtzer. Let's give these young men a round of applause, please. The following students are recognized for achieving principal's list for all 4 years while a student at Mount St. Joseph High School. Please come forward when your names are called. Noah Ingeman Allen. Kevin Lawrence Rubensky. Thomas Mitchell Rubensky. And Stephen Robert Schulze II. Now we would begin with our Student Leadership Awards. Our first award is the National Honor Society President. And I ask Mr. Feltz and Ms. Gallagher to come forward to present the gavel to the 2021-2022 National Honor Society President. This award is presented to Thomas Mitchell Rubensky. Our next award is the Voice of Mount St. Joseph. And I ask Mr. Bianco, Assistant Principal for Student Life, to come forward to present plaques for this award and the next award. First award is for 2 students who served as the Voice of Mount St. Joseph. The following students, please come forward when your name is called. Casey Mark Bateman. Tien Phuc Nguyen. This next award is for the senior who served as the 2021-2022 President of Student Council, and I ask Alfonso Lee Fultz Jr. to come forward. Our next award is for the Student Council members, and I ask Mr. Ader and Ms. Gallagher to come forward to present certificates to the 2021-2022 Student Council members. I ask our students to please come forward when your name is called. Noah Ingeman Allen. Jacob Michael Cahill. Ian Chin. Alfonso Lee Faltz, Jr. Dominic Simeon Kibbe. Benjamin Hugh McQueenie. Tien Phuc Nguyen. Connor Christopher Shulo. And John Felix Nelson Smolin. Our next awards are activity awards. Our next award is the Thomas Lardner Memorial Award for service to the Quill. I ask Mr. Schulteis to come forward to assist with presenting a plaque for this award. The recipient of the Thomas Lardner Memorial Award for service to the Quill is Ethan Samuel Weber. The John O. Herman Class of 1931 for Excellence in Forensics is awarded to James Patrick Hyatt. For the next two awards, I ask Mr. Fulmer to come forward to assist with presenting these awards. This first award is the Model UN Best Delegate Award. This award is designated for the senior who best exemplifies the title of Best Delegate in Service, Preparation, and Diplomacy for Mount St. Joseph Model United Nations Delegation. This year's recipient is Nicholas Wyatt Bayless. The second award is the Rho Kappa Service Award, award for service to the Mount St. Joseph community. This year's recipient is Jackson Connor Reichert. For this next award, I ask Mr. Gibbons to come forward to present the award. No? All right, we'll have Mr. McDivitt. This year's award is the Service to the Tower Yearbook. And the recipient of this award is Tien Phuc Nguyen. The 2022 American Association of Teachers of French Outstanding Senior in French Award I ask Dr. Peace to come forward to assist with awarding this award. The ATF was founded in 1927 and has as its mission the promotion of the study of French language and French-speaking literature and cultures at all levels. This year's recipient is Juwan Paris Lawson. Our next award is the Maryland Mathematics League Award. I ask Ms. Gallagher to assist with this next award. The Maryland Mathematics League supports recognition of mathematical scholarship and promotion of activities, including the MD Math League. This year's recipient for the highest scoring senior is Nicholas Wyatt Bayless. For these next awards, I invite Mr. Kellerman to come forward to present these awards.
Our next award is the Cyber Patriot Most Valuable Patriot Award. Cyber Patriot is a national competition hosted by Northrop Grumman and the Air Force Association. It demands finding vulnerabilities in Windows and Linux computer systems and doing networking challenges relating to Cisco. This year, after some obstacles in the beginning, our team Palin earned first place in the silver tier in the state of Maryland, but our younger squad, Alexander and the Greats, placed in the platinum tier, the top 30% of the country. This year, our Most Valuable Patriot Award is given to the Cyber Patriot who best demonstrates the curiosity, dedication, and tenacity necessary to be a champion. As voted by his peers, the winner for 2022 is Joseph Masahiro Darrow. The next award is for the First Tech Challenge. In First Tech Challenge, students learn to think like engineers. Teams design, build, and program robots to compete in an alliance format against other teams. This year we have 2 awards to present. And the first is for our co-captains for Team Riken Robotics, who reached the Chesapeake Regional Finals this year. For outstanding commitment to the success of our robotics program, we recognize 2 captains, Grant Joseph Miller and Martin Andrew Robbie. What about this? We would also like to acknowledge the young man who started our First Tech Challenge program 3 years ago with our fledgling team, Galestrom. Creating a club like FTC is no small task. The time, talent, and effort required is admirable. Thus, we would like to present the Pioneers Award to Noah Ingeman Allen. Hey. And finally, our ACE Mentoring Award, Architecture, Construction, and Engineering. Students from Mount DeSales Academy joined MSJ students with the help from alumni mentors. They learned the entire architectural design, engineering, and construction process. This year, the project focused on an imaginative plan to replace the site of the Rusty Scupper restaurant in the Inner Harbor with a new aquatic nature center, the Baltimore Beacon. Our team won the MEP, Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing Award this year. But additionally, 2 of our seniors received scholarships from the ACE Mentoring Baltimore chapter for their outstanding work. A $2,500 scholarship, which was second place, awarded to Joseph John Hardy. And also, the honorable mention for a $1,000 scholarship for Martin Andrew Robbie.
For our next award, it's the First Financial Federal Credit Union Scholarship. I ask Ms. Campbell to come forward to present this award. The First Financial Credit Union Scholarship Award for outstanding academic achievements, in addition to dedication to the community of the school. The recipient of this award is Julian Kelly Lewis. For the next 2 awards, I ask our athletic director, Mr. Lubis, to assist with presenting these next 2 awards. The first award is the NSIG C. Barclay and Kelly Award. This award is made annually to each of the Baltimore City public schools, high schools, and schools in the Interscholastic Athletic Association of Maryland and the Maryland Interscholastic Athletic Association to those students who best demonstrated certain distinguishing characteristics in the promotion of athletics or physical education within the school year. This year's recipient is Morgan Robert Montemora. The second award is the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame Scholar Athlete Award. The foundation supports academic excellence, athletic ability, and leadership qualities primarily through high school football and community activities. This year's recipient is Stephen Robert Schulze II. The next award is the Archdiocese of Baltimore Distinctive Scholars Award. I ask Mr. McDivitt to present these awards. The annual Distinctive Scholars Convocation recognizes the top academic students from the 19 Catholic high schools of the Archdiocese of Baltimore. This academic convocation applauds and affirms the students' accomplishments at each Catholic high school and demonstrates the unity and common mission of the pursuit of academic excellence within the Archdiocese of Baltimore. Following students, please come forward. Noah Ingeman Allen, Sean Timothy McCarthy, and Grant Joseph Miller. Our next award is the Maryland State Merit Scholastics Award that is presented to seniors who finish in the top 5% of their graduating class and are nominated for the Maryland State Scholastic Award in recognition for outstanding high school academic achievement. The following students, please come forward when your name is called. Noah Ingeman Allen, Nicholas Wyatt Bayless, Paul Michael Brill. Noah Carly Jones. Julian Kelly Lewis. Sean Timothy McCarthy. Aiden Robert Mess. Grant Joseph Miller. Kevin Lawrence Rabinski. Thomas Mitchell Rabinski. Stephen Robert Schulze II. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause, please. The next award is the National Merit Scholarship Commended Students. Each year, a selected group of students achieve the status of commended students in the National Merit Scholarship Program. These seniors finish in the top 5% of those who competed in this program. The following students, please come forward when your name is called. Nicholas Wyatt Bayless. Joseph Masahiro Darrow. Julian Kelly Lewis. Kevin Lawrence Rabinski. Stephen Robert Schulze II. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause, please. The next awards are the Scholastic Certificate Program Awards in Arts and Humanities, Business, and STEM. For Arts and Humanities, we recognize the following students, and please come forward when your name is called. Yin Chen, Alfonso Lee Faltz, Jr., Jackson Connor Reichart, Christopher David Smith, John Felix Nelson Smolin, Ethan Samuel Weber, For business, we recognize the following students: Alexander Civil Gracci, Noah Carly Jones, Stephen Gregory Lawrence Jr., Tien Phuc Nguyen, Matthew Thomas Palin, Mark William Seabolt, Andrew Gene Trider, we recognize the following students for Scholastic Certificate Program in STEM: Noah Ingeman Allen, Anthony Michael Bascolo, Owen Christopher Coffey, Sebastian George Grammis, Joseph John Hardy, Julian Kelly Lewis. Benjamin Hugh McQueenie. Grant Joseph Miller. Matthew Thomas Palin. Martin Andrew Robbie. Kevin Lawrence Rabinski. Thomas Mitchell Rabinski. Stephen Robert Schulze II. And John Felix Nelson Smolin. Give these gentlemen a round of applause. Our next award is the Brother James M. Kelly CFX Scholars Program Award. And I ask Mr. Ader and Dr. Obniski to come forward. We recognize the following students for participation in the Brother James M. Kelly CFX Scholars Program. The Kelly Scholars Program has evolved into a highly competitive, integrated program of study designed for ambitious students who seek to move quickly into upper-level honors and AP coursework. When your name is called, we ask the following students to please come forward. Noah Ingeman Allen. Scott Beston Allen. Nicholas Wyatt Bayless. Vance Gregory Basham. Chad Bangs Jr. Anthony Michael Boscolo. Paul Michael Brill. Christopher Michael Clayton. Spencer Emmanuel Criscoli. Nathaniel David Cullen. Philip Robert Danchik. John Vincent Danner III. Joseph Masahiro Darrow. Brendan Colwell Donahue. Jake Riley Donovan. Brendan Arnett Flynn. Alexander Silvio Gracci. Sebastian George Grammis. Joseph John Hardy. Reagan Keyshawn Jacaron. Noah Carly Jones. Timothy James Keller. Matthias Joseph Kirby. Ian Gabriel Kish. Stephen Gregory Lawrence Jr. Jawan Paris Lawson. Julian Kelly Lewis. Matthew Gibbs Ludicky. Sean Timothy McCarthy. Grant Joseph Miller. Barzan Omidi Shaw. Matthew Thomas Palin. James Stephen Plano. Martin Andrew Robbie. Jackson Connor Reichert. Kevin Lawrence Rabinski. Thomas Mitchell Rabinski. Stephen Robert Schulze II. Connor Christopher Shulo. Christopher David Smith. Noah Thomas Smith. John Felix Nelson Smolin. Spencer Lee Toth. Anthony Nelson Trentalents. Andrew Gene Trider. Ishan Vadakut. Joseph Benjamin Vidmar. John Alexander Wallace. And Stephen Augustus Wurtzer. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. Thank you very much. We recognize the following students for their participation in the Zavarian Brothers Sponsored School Program. I ask Mr. Bonham and Ms. Abdo to come forward to present certificates to the following students. Over the last 2 years, the following seniors have been involved in various leadership programs around the school, from freshman orientation to prayer services, and most importantly, representing the best of what the Mount has to offer in terms of being a Mount man. Following student, please come forward when your name is called. Noah Ingeman Allen, Anthony Michael Boscolo, Jacob Michael Cahill, Gavin Matthew Craig, Brendan Colwell Donahue, Alfonso Lee Fultz Jr., Alexander Silvio Gracci, Sean Patrick Hostutler, Stephen Gregory Lawrence Jr., Peter Edmund Lipscomb, Matthew Gibbs Ludicky. Sean Timothy McCarthy. Benjamin Hugh McQueenie. Peter James Monaco. Tien Phuc Nguyen. Kevin Lawrence Rubensky. Thomas Mitchell Rubensky. Mark William Seabolt. John Felix Nelson Smolin. And Andrew Gene Trider. Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause. The next award is the written word contest, and I ask Mrs. Bruce to come forward to present plaques and checks to the following students. Due to the generosity of the class of 1947, an endowment has been created to recognize superior writing of Mount juniors and seniors in the form of a contest that seeks essays on particular topics. This year's prizes in the class of 1947 written word contest go to the following students. In fifth place, and a check for $100 for his essay entitled Seasons of Sense, John Felix Smolin. In third place, and a check for $500 for his essay entitled Smells of the Past, Joseph Anthony Lizzie. In second place, and a check for $750 for his essay entitled A Slight Buzz, Noah Thomas Smith. And in first place, and a check for $1,500 for his essay entitled It Smells of Death, Jawan Paris Lawson. Our next awards are the Exemplary Senior Project Awards, and I ask Mr. Hartsfield and Mr. Dutrow to come forward to assist with presenting these plaques. Each year, seniors may apply to participate in Senior Project. Successful applicants earn a chance to complete a project of their own design. This year, 145 seniors completed projects in 4 categories: academics, community service, vocations, or the arts. For those approved projects, the faculty review committee selected 5 projects to recognize as models of what a senior project should be. 26 projects were nominated to be distinguished senior projects. Of the 26 nominated, the following 5 have been chosen. please come forward when your name is called. For his project entitled Flame Workshop, a Side Hustle, Brendan Donahue. For his short film entitled Breathe, Ethan Weber. This recognition will have 3 students, so please hold your applause. For their project MSJ Mountain Bike Skills Course, Noah Allen, Scott Allen, and Peter Monaco. This next award has 3 students as well. For their project, Fred Rock, Stephen Schulze, Felix Smolin, and Casey Bateman. For the final group, it also has 2 seniors for their project entitled Making the Mount, Hispanic Growth at MSJ, Jacob Cahill and Alex Gracci. At this time, I invite Ms. Campbell, Ms. Day, and Mr. Murphy forward to recognize our senior students.
On behalf of faculty, staff, and administration, we would like for every senior to feel recognized today at your ceremony. We will be sharing for just one moment each of your individual post-graduation plans. Seniors, please stand when your name is called and be seated when we are finished with your name.
B. Abbas, Monmouth University. Patrick Adams, Marquette University. Noah Allen, University of Notre Dame. Scott Allen, University of South Carolina. Ben Antico, Monmouth University. Kamari Arrington, Lewisburg College. Cole Baldwin, North Carolina State University. Cole Bayless, University of Maryland, College Park. Chad Bangs, Mount St. Mary's University. Vance Basham, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Evan Batchelor, Anne Arundel Community College. Casey Bateman, Gap Year, Travel and Service Abroad. Jackson Bauer, Delgado Community College. Nick Bennett, Trade School. PJ Bergeron, Marist College. Sam Bestany, Community College of Baltimore County. James Bull, York College of Pennsylvania. Charlie Borsch, University of Delaware. Tony Boscolo, University of Maryland, College Park. Ian Briggs, Towson University. Paul Brill, University of Maryland, College Park. Ben Brooks, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Jackson Burchick, Anne Arundel Community College. Ryan Burns, University of South Carolina. Jacob Cahill, United States Naval Academy. Connor Cashauer, Salisbury University. Owen Chen, University of Maryland, College Park. Ian Chen, University of Southern California. CJ Chijioke, Howard Community College. Drew Clark, University of Memphis. Chris Clayton, Virginia Tech University. Owen Coffey, Capital Technology University. Gavin Craig, University of South Carolina. Spencer Chris Coley, Hood College. Colin Crosby, Trade School. Nate Cullen, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Chase Cummings, Trade School. Liam Curran, the Catholic University of America. Gavin Dads, Anne Arundel Community College. Eric Daly, Community College of Baltimore County. Philip Danchik, University of Scranton. Kevin Dang, Community College of Baltimore County. John Danner, Purdue University. Joe Darrow, University of Maryland, College Park. David DeBoy, University of South Carolina. Edward DeMaria, Xavier University. Matt Depp, Mount St. Mary's University. Brandon Dixon, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Ned Dietz, Loyola University of Maryland. Walter Dillman, Gap Year. Luke Diver, Franciscan University. Brendan Donahue, York College of Pennsylvania. Jake Donovan, University of Maryland, College Park. Saunders Ibui Jr., Salisbury University. Evan Eldridge, Belmont Abbey College. Jack Evans, Frostburg State University. Zoe Faltz, Towson University. Ethan Floyd, Mount St. Mary's University. Brendan Flynn, Carnegie Mellon University. Andrew Foster, University of Delaware. Eli Gatto, Towson University. Kyle Geary, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Logan G., Howard Community College. Peter Gellerman, St. Mary's College of Maryland. DJ Guess, Frostburg State University. Lucas Glenn, Clemson University. Alex Gracci, Virginia Tech University. Sebastian Gramis, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Luke Haller, Gap Year. Xavier Hannibal, Community College of Baltimore County. Joseph Hardy, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Darius Harris, Coppin State University. Brent Harrison, United States Merchant Marine Academy. Sean Hodgson, Clark Atlanta University. Sean Hostutler, Franciscan University. Kyle Hudson, Hood College. James Hyatt, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Andre Israel, St. Francis University. Reagan Jikarin, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Noah Jones, American University. Tim Keller, University of Maryland, College Park. Clancy Kelly, Mount St. Mary's University. Zach Kessler, University of Maryland, College Park. Dominic Kibbe, Presbyterian College. Carter Kinnear, Mount St. Mary's University. Matthias Kirby, St. Vincent College. Ian Kish, Wofford College. Graham Knapp, Loyola University, Chicago. Ashton Knight, James Madison University. Ryan Krantz, Mount St. Mary's University. Dan Kraus, University of Delaware. Colin Kraus, Virginia Tech University. Jason Cush, Chatham University.
Stephen Lawrence, University of Maryland, College Park. Juwan Lawson, Loyola University, Maryland. Julian Lewis, University of Arizona. Peter Lipscomb, Presbyterian College. Dominic Liriano, Montgomery College. Joseph Lizzie, Anne Arundel Community College. Ryan Lizzie, Anne Arundel Community College. Matthew Ludicky, Creighton University. Jude Lynch, University of Delaware. Jonah Matthews, Juniata College. Sean McCarthy, University of Delaware. Aidan McCabe, Salisbury University. Connor McCormick, University of Alabama. Bradley McGarvey, Arizona State University. Ben McQueenie, Loyola University, Maryland. Danny McVeary, Mount St. Mary's University. Aiden Mess, Gettysburg College. Grant Miller, Purdue University. Philip Mitchell, Indiana University, Bloomington. Peter Monaco, Citadel Military College of South Carolina. Morgan Montemora, Loyola University, Maryland. Nathan Muir, Anne Arundel Community College. Shane Mummy, Coastal Carolina University. Trent Music, Salisbury University. Alex Nalepa, Mount St. Mary's University. Jaden Wynn, Penn State University. Tien Wynn, The Catholic University of America. Spencer Nixon, Lincoln University. Barzan Omidi Shal, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Matt Palin, University of Maryland, College Park. Ben Payne, Towson University. Jamie Plano, Virginia Tech University. Lau Powell, Salisbury University. Corey Presser, Mount St. Mary's University. Martin Robbie, Santa Clara University. Stephen Rebetsky, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Chase Rebstock, Towson University. Ripken Reese, Kent State University. Jackson Reichert, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Wes Rising, Mount St. Mary's University. Connor Riley, Salisbury University. Andrew Rohr, University of Baltimore. Connor Roman, Suffield Academy. Brennan Roycroft, McDaniel College. Milton Russell, Howard University. Jack Rutkowski, Roanoke College. Kevin Rubinski, University of Notre Dame. Thomas Rubinski, University of Notre Dame. Jackson Sanchez, Providence College. Finn Schmidt, University of Lynchburg. Stephen Scholze, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Connor Shulo, Loyola University, Maryland. Brandon Scott, Towson University. Mark Siebold, University of South Carolina. Isaac Shannon, Gettysburg College. Kyle Schau, Towson University. Curtis Shaw, Wheeling University. Chip Shelton, Anne Arundel Community College. Andrew Shim, University of Maryland, College Park. Nicholas Skarupa, Loyola University, Maryland. Amir Smith, Anne Arundel Community College. Chris Smith, McDaniel College. Keon Smith, Workforce, Southwest Airlines. Nate Smith, Coastal Carolina University. Noah Smith, University of Michigan. Felix Smolin, University of Notre Dame. Brian St. Martin, University of Maryland, College Park. Logan Stacy, Hood College. Luke Stile, Xavier University. LeConte Stover, Monmouth University. Andrew Stridle, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Giannis Suyeta, McDaniel College. Reagan Sullivan, University of Alabama. Caden Tempa, Loyola University, Maryland. Irvi Terwilliger, Junior Hockey, Maryland Black Bears. Spencer Toth, James Madison University. Robbie Travis, Anne Arundel Community College. Anthony Trentolance, Anne Arundel Community College. Drew Trider, University of Texas at Austin. Andy Trin, Howard Community College. Bryden Tucker, Howard Community College. Caleb Turner, South Carolina State University. Matthew Updike, Salisbury University. Ishan Vadakut, University of Maryland, College Park. Dom Van Wee, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Tanner Vicindes, East Stroudsburg, University of Pennsylvania. Josh Vidmar, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Zachary Wainio, Lewis University. Kyle Wall, University of Maryland, College Park. John Wallace, University of Maryland, College Park. Cam Waltemeyer, Anne Arundel Community College. Max Worthen, Towson University. Jordan Weaver, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Ethan Weber, Savannah College of Art and Design. Jeff Wells, still deciding between two great college choices. Joey Welsh, University of Mary Washington. Thomas Wilk, Stony Brook University. Joey Willis, Towson University. Charles Wilson, Bridgewater College. Colin Wolfsheimer, Coastal Carolina University. Jacob Wright, Gannon University. And Stephen Wurtzer, Trade School. We are very proud to announce that the class of 2022 earned over $30 million in scholarship and grant offers. We wish each of you a bright, healthy, and successful future in all aspects of your life. Thank you.
All right, this time, I would ask Mr. Peace, Assistant Principal for Faculty and Staff Formation, to come forward for recognition of faculty and staff who are leaving or retiring. Let's have everyone's attention, please. Mr. Peace.
It's a bittersweet time in which we recognize those faculty and staff who will be leaving us. As I call your name, if you could please stand and wait until all the names have been called, to hold your applause until all the names have been called. We want to recognize Mr. Tim Trotta for 1 year of service in the math department, Ms. Emily Cruz for 4 years of service in the world languages department, Mr. Timothy Bristol for 5 years of service in the science department, Mr. Greg Ruddick for 6 years in the IT department. We want to recognize Mr. Christopher Sapienza, our CFO, for 18 years of service, and Mrs. Tony Donovan for over 20 years of service. Let's give them a round of applause. It's It's now my pleasure to ask Mr. Greg McDivitt to come to the podium for a special presentation.
In addition to those adult members of the community that we just recognized, today it is our great pleasure to honor the longest-serving staff member on campus, a special someone whose tireless, dedicated service to the school spans an incredible 42 years. It was September 1980 when Ms. Laverne Wallace began work at the Mount at a time when the faculty included several Zavarian brothers, and in many ways, she is a living bridge to the spirit of the brothers that still animates our school and has embodied Ms. Laverne's approach to her work. Steady, consistent, and thorough. I do not think it is an exaggeration to state that no one has worked harder or worked longer hours over the last 4+ decades at the Mount than Ms. Laverne. She began her career before Ronald Reagan was president, and at St. Joe has served under 7 different leaders of the school. And over all this time, she has hardly ever missed a day of work, and she always stays late to get the job done right. In fact, she is often the last person on campus. By her example, she has taught us the importance of reliability, of showing up every day to do the work that must be done and taking pride in doing it well, working tirelessly in the common, ordinary, unspectacular flow of daily life at the Mount. Ms. Laverne truly has made the Mount a better place. You know, there are 1,000 little things that need to get done by someone to make a school run smoothly. Ms. Laverne is the someone who has been here day in and day out doing what has needed to be done, often unnoticed and far from the spotlight. She truly is one of the giants upon whose shoulders the rest of us stand, though she would be quick to dismiss that idea. It is hard to believe that Ms. Laverne is retiring this year, especially for those of us who have been at the Mount for a long time. She cannot be replaced. She will be greatly missed. She has never sought recognition, but recognition and thanks is what she deserves. It is my great honor to lead us in recognizing and thanking an individual who has dedicated her life to caring for the Mount and caring for us all, Ms. Laverne Wallace.
At this time, I would like to invite some of our faculty alums to come forward who will lead us in singing our alma mater. Please come forward.
Gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that we are up here to sing the alma mater with you all. Understand that it is a long tradition here at the Mount to sing this after this celebration, and we'll do it again for graduation. I ask for your participation in this, as it is something that sort of is unique to all of us here as students and soon to be graduates of the Mount. So we'll demonstrate how it goes, listen attentively, and then we'll ask you to join us afterward.
Hail Mount St. Joseph High, hail alma mater, hail guardian of our youth, hail alma mater, thy sons are we ever to be, faithful to thy name. Hail alma mater, hail, all hail.
You guys stand. Get up, boys.
Hail Mount St. Joseph High, hail alma mater, hail guardian of our youth, hail alma mater, thy sons are we ever to be, faithful to thy name. Hail alma mater, hail, all hail.
Please be seated. Very nice job, thank you. All right, as we begin the final few minutes here to conclude our program, just want to give special thanks to all of our distinguished guests, our parents, faculty, and staff, and all those that were involved in the preparation and planning of this program. Again, as I said at the beginning of the program, it is a celebration of all that is good. And that's who we are here at the Mount, and that's what you're called to do, is to share the good with others. At this time, I would ask Mr. McDivitt to come forward to give us some closing details about the time and class periods in order, and we will conclude with exiting with the underclassmen first, and the seniors, you will stay put, but he will share all that information with you. So let's quiet ourselves to listen to Mr. McDivitt.
If going back to the academic side of campus, we're going to go right into C period. The schedule has been adjusted because of the length of this ceremony. All right, C period will end at 12:35. There's an email from Ms. Baker to all faculty members that details the adjusted schedule, and then teachers share that with everyone, and then we'll pass it to all students as well so you can see the times, okay? Ready to go? All right, if you're not a senior, then go ahead to the other side of campus. Thank you.